Hello and welcome to another Project Spearhead video. If you're unfamiliar with Project Spearhead and what we were a group of graduate students at Carnegie Mellon University working on experimental experiences for the Oculus Rift. Now you can see a bunch of our work here just as an introduction. Feel free to click on any of those links and it'll take you to our main page. But what we're here to talk about today is riding in a car while playing the Oculus Rift. Okay, the first thing we want to go over very briefly is how we actually accomplish playing the Oculus in a car. You can see this first Oculus in the front seat. That's where the player would sit. That's where you would actually play the game. And in the back seat here we have two laptops and a second Oculus. And their job, the second laptop, second Oculus, their job is to negate the motion of the car. If you take a look at this diagram, you'll see that a single Oculus and a single laptop aren't enough to play in the car. As the car turns, the Oculus turns, ruining the game. So we add in a second laptop and a second Oculus, and what that does is track the car's movement and negate that motion from the game. So you can actually turn your head independently of the car turning and play an Oculus game. And that's how we achieved our little test here. So to give you an idea of what game we were playing while in the car, while moving, we call this the rocket ship game, and basically what it is you're being propelled forward at a constant acceleration, and you have to move your head around to direct your in-game avatar, and you basically just have to go through those holes and not hit any walls, and then you win. So it's a very simple game. By the way, this is all downloadable on our website if you are so interested. Now, before I launch into the footage of the actual test, I just wanted to give you an idea of the course that we took for this first test. Just pretty much a straight line with a stop sign in the middle. This will just give you an idea of how fast the car was moving and where we were going and the type of terrain.
So Alex, are you ready?
I am ready.
Tushar, are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Initiated.
Keep playing.
Yeah, he's fine. Should I stop?
You should probably stop at the stop sign, yes.
Oh, that felt bad. That felt bad. When you try to stop and I'm still going, momentum.
Momentum.
Okay, one of the things I noticed was when he stopped at a stop sign and I kept going, I felt like there was an extra push in my world when there was actually no push. So that physics did affect my physics in game, or at least I felt so. Apart from that, the minor jerks are a little hard to cancel out, but if you can use them to your advantage in an experience, it'll do well.
So after the first test and finding that the game was surprisingly playable even while the car was in motion, we decided to up the intensity and basically just take a slalom course through an empty parking lot. Maybe down once or twice.
Okay. Woohoo! Woohoo! It's chaos. I officially suck at this.
Place to go. And done.
Yeah.
So unfortunately that's all the footage we have on that test. But before I let you go, I wanted to walk you through some conclusions we had as a group after we finished this experience. So the very first is that stopping and pretty much any major change of momentum is problematic. It breaks you from the game. It doesn't ruin the experience, but it does break your concentration. Our second conclusion is that setup is just too brutal. It's too much work. It's a lot of fun playing this in your car, but it's not something you would ever do on a regular basis or even more than once, just because of how much equipment, how much time it takes to get this working. However, beyond that, beyond the negatives, we are happy to report that the game is playable. We were able to finish it. We had fun. It wasn't overly nauseating. It's something that, if it were easier to set up, if you could just plug your Oculus into a laptop and it would negate the car's motion right off the bat, this would be a lot of fun to have on road trips. So our final conclusion isn't really a conclusion, it's more of a question. And our question is, we're wondering if this is a viable model for location-based entertainment companies like Disney or different theme parks. Basically, you take a car and you mount a motion sensor in it to negate the motion of the car, and then everybody gets an Oculus Rift to augment the experience of a roller coaster or of a similar thrill ride. We think that could be a lot of fun and could open up a lot of different possibilities, to sort of augmented reality, etc., in those types of rides. But we'll leave it to the rest of you guys to discuss that for the future. Please take a look at our website if you enjoyed this video. Click around. I recommend Headless Horseman and Rift of Wall Street. They're pretty interesting, and all of our stuff is available to download, play with, augment, however you want to deal with it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.